Hi, I'd like to welcome everyone to 5 Tips for Online Marketing in 2014. I'm Chris Ripley of the Strategic Marketing Group, and I'm going to present today's webinar. A little bit about the webinar before we get into it. I'd really say that this is probably an intermediate to maybe even advanced level webinar. I'm kind of making the assumption here that you're doing things already online. You have a pretty decent website and you're using that. You're on Facebook. You might be on Twitter. You're certainly on LinkedIn, and you're using YouTube, and you're making sure that you have some content going on. You're trying to create content, and that's really where I'm going to get started. Is we're going to talk about how to create more content, because that's really what it's about. Is if you want to be ranked high on Google, is you have to have relevant content on your website, and you have to have recent content on your website. So relevant content could be anything that has to do with what people might be searching for if they were looking for your business. So you want to make sure that within the content on your website that you have the words that people are searching for. So when they put those words into Google or Bing or Yahoo, they'll find them on your website and hopefully serve you on the first page of Google, because that's what everybody's trying to do. So that's what we're going to talk about today, how you can create relevant content and then how you can create recent content, because that's the other thing that Google looks for. The content may be very relevant, but if in Google's eyes it's stale, in other words, it hasn't changed in the last 2 or 3 years, and it doesn't seem like anybody pays any attention to this website, you may start faltering. You may lose position on Google as time goes on. So you've got to make sure two things on your website. You have relevant content to what people are searching for when they're looking for your product or service, and recent content so that Google knows that somebody's paying attention to this website and this is a real business that things are happening with on a regular basis. One of the biggest problems, if not by far the biggest problem, I guess I should say, that many of the people who hire me and my clients, and even me, have, is we have a tough time creating content. When you go to do any website designer, we build some websites. We don't build a lot of them, but when anybody goes to build a website, the hardest part is creating the content for the website. So what I'm going to get into first in our 5 tips, we're going to talk about content marketing and how I'm going to give you some tips, and I'm going to actually pull back the curtain and let you know some of our secrets on how we're able to create content that's good enough for Google and pretty inexpensive and not very time consuming to create, because time is money. So if it's either going to take you a lot of time to create content, or many people think it's going to cost them a lot of money. We're going to talk about both written content, and then the second point is going to be visual content, because visual content is very important as well. So you have to be able to create written content and visual content. We're going to talk about something different away from your website: retargeting. Those are those ads that you see that show up that advertise the website that you were just at. And many people, are like, how the heck does this happen? That these ads for Staples show up when I go to another website. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and how that happens and how you can get on that bandwagon. We're going to talk about social signals. One of the most important things that I talk about with people, and I think that it's important for you to do in managing your online presence, is have multiple outlets. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram. They're just some of the places that you might want to be. You don't have to be on all of those places. If you use a tool like Hootsuite, you can be on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google Plus pretty easily. So, that's something to think about. And actually, you can do Instagram with Hootsuite, I believe, as well. So that we're going to talk about how other social sites, and I should include Yelp in here, and online reviews also, how those things have an effect on getting found when people go to search on Google. Again, what do most businesses want to be? They want to be on the first page of Google. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is demographic targeting of ads. So how now you can actually target the people who like the Facebook page of your competition. So if you're, so you can target the people that the so you can target the Facebook pages of your competition. Maybe you can target Facebook pages of people who might another industry, but those people also might hang out in your industry. I have a client that's an irrigation company that puts in sprinkler systems, and usually we're not putting sprinkler systems in $100,000 houses. That they're the people that want sprinkler systems probably have a little bit more disposable income, have a more expensive house, may not shop at Walmart, but shop at Macy's or Whole Foods, and they may drive Lincolns and BMWs and that sort of thing. So you're going to want to you can target the people who like those pages when you advertise on Facebook. Facebook is an advertiser's dream, and we hope that we don't kill the goose that laid the golden egg. Although I think that, as Facebook always has been and will continue to still be, you're going to have to pay attention and see what's going on Facebook because it's constantly changing. Now is a good time to do advertising on Facebook. I encourage people to do it. We're seeing people get good results from doing Facebook advertising, and certainly it's going to help you. People always talk about how tough it is to get an ROI on social media, but I'll show you some points here at the end where it really drives home the point that having a complete online presence. In my book in 2012, I talked about how you have to have a complete online presence, and you just can't be on Facebook and just be on Facebook. You certainly have to have a website. You need to do some YouTube videos, put those on Facebook as well. If you're B2B, you need to be on LinkedIn, no question about it at all. You need to be on Google Plus because that's going to help you get ranked higher on Google. Whether you need to be on Twitter or not, or Instagram or Pinterest, those are, secondary decisions to make. But I almost think that every business that wants to be found online needs to have a good website with a blog, YouTube channel, Facebook page, Google Plus, and probably LinkedIn, at least for the leadership of the company. So with that, I'm going to move on, and we're going to get right into the first part of the presentation, and I'm going to talk about. Let me actually go back. I know this is kind of an informal presentation, but we're going to go into content marketing first, and I'm going to talk about iWriter, Elance, and Fiverr. And what all three of these are is they are places where you can outsource your content creation. And that's what you want to be able to do is outsource your content creation, not 100% of it, but a certain percent of it, so you can make sure that you have that recent and relevant content, and that you have, that you're posting on Facebook at least 4 times a week. And I would say try to post once a day. And there, if you can post more than once a couple of days a week, do that as well. I know that sounds a little daunting, but it's really going to help you. They say that only about 15% of the people who like your page actually see your posts. So the more that you can post, the more people are going to see. Okay, so here we are at iWriter, and I'm going to sign in a minute here, but you can see you can have content written or you can write content. So if you're a prolific writer and you want to do some writing on the side, here's a great place to go. You can see, 450,000 jobs posted, 171,000 writers, 2.47 million, whatever. So, and you can see the most prolific writers, highest rated writers. So, this is a place where you can go and you can have articles written from, I think, 300 words to 1,000 words and do them relatively inexpensively. Let me get to my articles here. So here here you'll see what I've done here is shown you some of the articles that I've recently had written, and I had one for the Infusionsoft Campaign Manager. I help people install Infusionsoft, and I wanted to get some content for Infusionsoft for my website, so I went and I actually had 1,000-word article written for that. We also did an article for a client about winter car care tips, and we did a couple of those. And we did, Capitol Heights car repair, and made sure that that got in there, and Landover car repair. How to prevent bed bugs. We did for a client that's a exterminator. So that those are different things that you can do. And here we have all I have to do if I want to get one of these car care articles is I can click on download the article and go over to my downloads folder and open it up. And here's the article, and just some ideas. We actually used this. We edited it a little bit. All I had to do here, though, understand to get this article is I gave them, a few little bit of direction about the article. And let me Here you can see the project details. All I did was, well, I wanted to have articles written. This is how you go in and set it up basically. Winter car care tips, category automotive, length 500, basic. I wanted all writers to see it. You can choose higher level writers. Car repair, the different keywords. It's going to cost me $9 for 3 articles. Newsletter and website content, thank you. And that's it. And I got some, halfway decent articles to use for content on my website. Now, it may not, you may want to go back and edit these, and you may want to put some details about your own business, but it gives you a lot to work with to get started. So I would encourage you to check out iWriter. Another place that I do freelancing and outsource content creation is a place called Elance. And Elance is basically an online freelance matching up place, for lack of a better word, where there are people who need work done and there are people who want to do your work. You can see here as we go through, I had a problem with the WordPress website. I had some transcription work that I wanted done. I do some social media management for a few clients on Elance. We do lots of voiceovers, create postcards, logo design. We had somebody clean up a list for us. And all of these things are basically things that we couldn't do in our office in the amount of time or for the cost. And we have somebody else do it, and it's great. and with these, social media posts, this is basically, they put together the whole social media for a client for a month. This person, Janelle McCleary, who's out in California. And I, correspond with her on a regular basis, and she gets exactly what my client wants and does it relatively quickly and certainly well within my budget. So, you can hire here, you can search. There are lots of different categories. Elance is wide open in terms of, IT and programming, design and multimedia, writing and translation, sales and marketing, admin support, finance and management, all different things. So it's a great place to go to get things done quickly, inexpensively, and usually very good, because you can see here, and these are just some companies that they've pulled up. These are all very highly rated companies, and you can see the ratings that occur in there. And the ratings are done by the people who pay for the job. So I've never had a bad person on Elance. I once had a nightmare of a client, and we were trying to build a custom WordPress site for them, and this person, the client was asking for many really tough things to do, and they were great. They really worked with me, and we eventually got it all taken care of. So Elance is another place that you could go, for around 100, $150 a month. You can get somebody to do all your social media posting and create blog posts for you and that sort of thing. So there's another place to go, Elance. The last place where you can go, this is, you're kind of, jumping from, this would be the department store of outsourcing, and this would be the Target or the discount store of outsourcing. And Fiverr, the world's largest marketplace for services, starting at $5. And most of the things are $5. And you can look here and see all that people will do. Professional voiceover up to 60 seconds, $5. Right? You a customized instrumental song. Often if you're making videos and you want to have some music behind it, you can get some music done for it right here. Professional pop art portrait, $5. That's certainly something that you could use on your Facebook page. You can create videos on here. A Valentine's song. I did a song for the 10th anniversary of our company on Fiverr. Write your text in a neon style. That would be, we do these words of the week for the Huntington Learning Centers. That would be a great place to do that. Speed paint your logo kind of video thing going on there. Lots of different things, a testimonial if you'd like that, custom chocolate bar, turn your photo into a cartoon portrait, and the list goes, draw you as a zombie, color a photo, write a 350 word unique article about your product, lots of things. Lots of things. So Fiverr again, and hardly ever have I gotten burned on Fiverr. If you do get burned, it was $5. So you don't worry about it too much. So check out Fiverr. You got advertising, video and animation, design and graphics. There's a ton of stuff here. The whole online marketing category. They'll do keyword research for you, make you a mobile landing page, tweet your information, whatever it might be. Lots of great stuff. So check out Fiverr for helping you with content creation as well. So let's move on. And really, the next, we're going to talk about visual content creation. And certainly, I think that, going back to Fiverr, as you can see, there's a lot of opportunities for that as well. That you can create visual content. Here we've got graphics and design. and we'll click on that, and you can see you got cartoons and caricatures, web design, business cards, logo design. I'm not trying to put local designers out of business by any imagination here, but if you need something real quick, I had a client and we wanted to make a. They're going to do a 2-year warranty. It's an auto repair shop, and they're going to offer a 2-year warranty on all of their repairs. And we wanted to create a logo for that. We did we went on Fiverr, had 2 different people design it. They gave us a couple of different options, and we had a great one. We ended up with one that we were very happy with. So you can do visual content as well on Fiverr. In addition to that, you also want to think about doing your own stuff. I encourage you. Most of us now have smartphones, and our smartphones will take pictures. So if we have something going on in our business, take a picture of it and put it on Facebook, put it on your website, put it somewhere so people see what's going on. And it certainly will humanize you as well. But I think that doing things like that are really going to help make a stronger social media presence for you. And even doing slideshows. Many of you may have heard of SlideShare. It's a place where you can go and post your slides that you create for presentations and share them with other people, as kind of the name indicates. Well, Google indexes that as well. And I don't have any examples today, but I've seen examples where slide shares will show up when you go to search for particular things. So that's another place to go. But you can also do videos on your phone, and it's very easy. You can create a video on your phone and upload it to YouTube in about 5 minutes. Another place, so think about self-generated stuff. And let me see, I believe. This is one that the people in Raleys took and put on their Facebook page. There was another one that I wanted to show, and I wanted to show how you get more traffic when you do things. I did this a little while ago. I was at their store, and it's jumping around here. I was at the store changing out the signs. One of the things we do for Raleys is we help them put information on their sign. And what you'll see here is if you look closely, we have 142 people who saw this post. If you look at some of the other posts that we have here, it's 33 people, 17 people, 33. This one was one that we promoted, and I'll get to that later, where we had 118 and 4,100 see it as well. But here we had 50 people. But this post of the picture that I just took right away, 142 people. Tom? Oh, okay. All right. See you later. So that's another way that you can create content is just take some pictures on your smartphone and upload them to your Facebook page or wherever it might be. And then another place to go, and this is a little bit more expensive, but you can see here that they have some free files as well. And I get from iStock, I often get emails where they're giving away a photo of the week or whatever, but you can look through and here are some free images that you can get from iStock, and you could also purchase as well. So this would be a little bit more expensive, but a place to go to purchase pictures. We often use iStock for holiday photos for our clients' Facebook pages. So that's another place to go for visual content. Okay, I'm going to go off of content now and move to the next topic. And as I said, we're going to talk about retargeting. And retargeting is the practice where your online advertising is coded to follow people who have requested a particular search term, or it can be people who have been to a particular website as well. Sounds a bit like stalking, but it's growing fast. Like a double is there. It's growing fast. So you got to think about doing retargeting. And there's a couple of ways that you can do it. The first way is just going actually with Google. And, I actually did this just a little while ago. And I thought that this was pretty interesting. When I was setting up the presentation, I went to iStockPhoto and was looking at things, and we just saw it when we were talking. Well, the next thing I did was go to this website that I know where they use remarketing. This is a local website, and they use remarketing. Lots of crime stuff on here and all, but here we have of course, right across from the indecent exposure guy. But right next to that, we have the iStockPhoto ad that basically, because I went to the iStockPhoto website, the next website that I went to, they're serving me an ad that ties into that. We see that happen all the time. So the question that I often get from people is, how do I do that? And one way, I have a few more examples here. I actually had been to the TurboTax website, and here you can see it on MSN. So it's a cool way that local businesses can get on to places like MSN. I shouldn't have clicked that away as quickly, but you can see there that when you do that, here we have the TurboTax ad, and I've been on the TurboTax website in the last couple of days, just looking at things. So that's why I'm being served that ad. But you can do that locally as well. You don't have to it's not just for big companies like Intuit. So one way to do it would be to go and do a search for Google remarketing. And that's going to take you to the remarketing page where there's about a 2-minute video here for you to watch. And basically remarketing lets you show ads to users who've previously visited your website as they browse the web, and it tells you a little bit more about it. So this is where you would go to do that, and then here they take you through all the steps on creating a remarketing list and steps for setting up the campaign, and it goes through it all. And anybody who's started their own business should be able to handle this as well. There's another way to do it, and what I use is a tool called Reach Local. I don't know why I didn't put this in here, but you can use Reach Local. And if you're interested, I can set you up on Reach Local. And if you're on the webinar and you'd like to have it done, please just contact me, and I'll set you up. If you're on the webinar, I'll set you up for free because I'm practicing with this, and I'm trying it out with a few of my own clients. And if you'd like to get involved, give me a call, and we'll set you up for free as well. And this gives you the ability to do Google AdWords. So what Reach Local does is take all that work. I just 4 different screens on remarketing. Takes all that work out of it. Takes all the work out of setting up Google AdWords as well, and you just put in some information about your business, and you can either create the banner ads like you see, this kind of iStock ad. They didn't get too creative with that one, but you create those banner ads or pay them to create it and set it up all yourself, and it's a heck of a lot easier than trying to do all that Google stuff. So this is how you can get into remarketing pretty easily. And if you'd like to do it, please contact me because I'd like to get a few more businesses set up and see how it helps them, how it affects them. So please, if that's something that you're interested in, just give me a call. 301-638-4755, 301-638-4755, or drop me an email on one of the emails, reply to one of the emails that I send you. All right, social signals. Even though the jury's out, on how much it is, if you're on these places, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on LinkedIn, you're on YouTube, at Pinterest or Instagram, you're gonna show up. So what I want to do here is just show you a couple of things on on Google indexing social media. This was a Huntington Learning Center that we worked with 6 months ago, and right now I couldn't find the image that I shot when we set up the Facebook page. But right now, there, when you search for tutoring in Lodi, California, you get this Huntington Learning Center, and you get their corporate website, which is what you should get, and that's how they're trying to do it. But if you scroll down just a little further, and before the center, when the center opened, we had the Facebook page going already, and when you did tutoring in Lodi, California, it came up at the top, the Facebook page. So there, Google is indexing Facebook all the time. So, you want to be on Facebook for Google, no question. Looking at myself, this was, I did another search for myself, and you're going to see, LinkedIn is going to show up near the top. I used to show up on the top of the Chris Ripley searches, but there's this cinematographer who gets a lot more content than I do, and he seems to be showing up at the top. Almost all the time. But what I wanted to show you on this one, and here's my website, chrisripley.com. I don't use it that much, and there's actually a problem with that. That's another one of the factors in today's not such a great day. But here's my Twitter feed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the top. Number 7 is my Twitter feed. So if people were looking for me, one of the things that they would find was me on Twitter. So Google is indexing Twitter as well. Old Town Pub, one of my clients in Leonardtown there. The one thing that I wanted to hit on them is here, here's the Old Town Pub. Now this is a direct search, but here's their Facebook page showing up on number 4. And then the other thing that shows up is Yelp. And that's a case for another video, another webinar. But Yelp, you should also be paying close attention to. And you could also be going out and getting Google reviews. That's going to help you as well. And we've got 15 Google reviews for a couple of months in the fall. We were soliciting reviews, and we got 15 anyway. So that's pretty good. And, the more reviews that you get, generally the higher your score is going to be, especially if you work at it. So I would encourage you, in any business, brick and mortar business especially, to be working on Google reviews and sign up for your Yelp account, because if you look at almost any business, Yelp is almost always near the top. So for a while Google backed off on Yelp, but they've brought it back again. And then the last thing I just wanted, this is Raleys Home Furnishings, and this is a simple search for them as well. But I wanted to go through here and show you all the different things, because we have a bit of an online marketing strategy, and you can, if you were somebody new to the area and you wanted to learn more about the store and you went online to get that information, you'll see us on Facebook and Yelp. You'll see us on the Lexington Leader. It's an online newspaper on the Baynet. Here's the yellow pages. Here we are on YouTube, Super Pages, Pinterest down here. So you'll see that, you show up a lot, and it really validates your online presence. And, Raleys is a client that I've been working with for about a year and a half, but you can do this as well. I'm not saying, the whole thing on all this is having the time to put in to make it happen. So, you can have this much of an online presence if you really would like to. So, and then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is demographic targeting of ads. And, you know, even you make typos all the time. So what I wanted, and what I'm, now you can really focus your ads, especially on Facebook. And what I wanted to talk about today on Facebook advertising, let me see, was promoting posts. Okay, so what when you're on Facebook and you have to have 80, 90, 100, it's a moving target as to how many people you want to have liking your page to open up the ability to boost posts. Okay? And what boosting posts does is it allows you to take your Facebook post and put it on somebody's news feed. So we'll go over here, and this is your news feed as a Facebook individual. You can see here's actually an ad. This is rarely does this happen. And the way this webinar has gone, and hopefully you can see this now. So, I was hoping that everybody got to see it. But here we have Terry Romine, who's a friend of mine and also a fellow consultant in some things with me, likes this place called Thrive Academy. So what they did is they did a promoted post to the friends of Terry. And I'll show you how that works in a minute. But Terry's friends are now going to have this show up in their timeline. On average, if you have 100 people who like your Facebook page, or 1,000, this is all, it would be 150. But on average, 15% of the people who like your page see your posts. So it's not very good. So that means, like with Raleys, where we've got 430 people, the average post might get seen by 60 or 65 people. And that would be pretty good. And people, this is a whole nother topic for another webinar. But what you see here is, Thrive Academy has done this promoted posts, and I'm sure they prepared this. This just wasn't something that they did. They did something that would be a little bit promotional, and they're going to give something away, that sort of thing. But that's going to show up, and many of you will think that it's just another part of your news feed, and you may not realize that it's an ad, that sort of thing. And all this goes back to Facebook's need to make money since they're a publicly traded company. So what we're here on Raley's page, and what we've done here is we've promoted posts. And I showed you that other one that we did where we had 4,224 people see our post. And this was when we announced we did a contest in December, and we added about 130 likes to the page. And here we were congratulating the person who won the gift card, and we just wanted to get that out there. So we got comments on it, and we got likes on it, and it helped us. It was good, and it was worth it. And you have to figure, we talked about, for a long time we were talking about Facebook. The main thing that you were doing was spending time on it. Well, here you're going to spend a little bit of money as well. And what we did. It's what we. So what we did is we paid for 4,000 people to see it, and we spent $15. So we can see what kind of people, men or women, saw our post. You can click down here. Is it going to let me do this? Yep. We we picked particular geographic area. We picked La Plata, Leonardtown, Lexington Park, Upper Marlboro, and Waldorf. I think we did a mile radius, 10-mile, 20-mile radius, whatever. We picked, we targeted some people. We did some age, that sort of thing. And we paid. And that was pretty much all we had to do to get this out to, 40 some hundred people. So, how it worked, going back to this page, if we had done this and we wanted to boost it, I wouldn't boost it right now because it doesn't really have any relevancy. But if we had wanted to boost this before, all we would have had to do is click right here. All we'd have to, here we go, finally. So this is where we decided how we were going to target. We picked the areas, and we could choose either people who like your page and their friends. And we've done that before. And I recommend that you choose one or the other and trade it around a little bit if you'd like. You'll reach different groups. So we could do people, and then you would see an ad like we just saw a few minutes ago with Terry. And we could pick those people, or we could pick people we choose through targeting, and that's what we actually did here. And I chose La Plata, Leonardtown, Lexington Park, Upper Marlboro, and Waldorf, and I chose within 5 miles. And you can see here, you can choose countries, states, cities, and you can choose a different mile radius if you'd like, up to 50 miles. So you can choose a pretty good market. You can fine tune your age. I've actually done this where we advertise to students who might be interested in taking the SAT. And there we would hit like 15 to 18, and you can do that. And then I just, when we did this one, I had just met with the client and they had done some demographic and psychographic profiling of their clients, and it was a high end business. And one of the things that the profile said was that a lot of people who liked yoga liked their service. So I just kind of threw that in there. Harley Davidson, you're getting a little bit higher end customer there as well. Just picked some different things. People who are interested in Home Depot or Lowe's might be interested in furniture also, and a little bit of department store stuff. So, and basically, I could add more to this or I could take it away. And what would happen is the people that I would target would either increase or decrease. Let's say I decided I wanted to target Clinton, Maryland, which is just up the road a little bit. So we'll look down here at the bottom, the 65 to 10,000. That actually takes it down. No, it's 6,000 to 14, so up and down. So you can see that would be what it is, and so you can control all of these variables. Maybe since so many are women that respond, that maybe we just want to pick women, or we just want to try it out and see, what you can do with all of these. There's a little bit of back end on Facebook where you can go and you can look and see the results that you get, and you can compare your results doing it one way, doing it another way. You can document all this and fine tune it to get the best results for you. And you can pay, here we could pay as little as $15. We'd have a lot less reach, but we could test it out. And still, a test of 1,400 to 3,700 people is a pretty decent test. So, and I don't think you can, control how long you want to promote it for, all those kind of things. Oh man, it's just not being, there we go. There are other things that you can add as well. And trust me, they keep adding things to this. They keep adding. It used to be all you could do was promote it to people who liked your page and their friends. And then you could control the budget. And that was about it. And then they threw in the geography and age and interests. If you have a big competitor and they have 800 people who like their Facebook page, you can just put their name in there. And I think like is Steve. I think Steve is from Cheney Enterprises. So I don't know. Dick Cheney. Is it? Oh, I bet we don't get anything there. But anyway, okay, you could see how you could do it, and we could go, we could probably do here. It's making the, here's Bob's Burgers. I was looking for Bob's Furniture. Maybe they don't. Yeah, Bob's Discount Furniture. So people who, and that would, it would just hit people within the area. So it isn't going to hit all the people who like Bob's up in Massachusetts or whatever, but it will hit all the people who like Bob's in this geographic area. This is one of the coolest parts of Facebook, and I'm not even getting into all the other advertising that you can do on Facebook. It gets much more complicated, and there's a lady, Amy Porterfield. You can write this down, Amy Porterfield, Porter, Field, Amy Porterfield. She does Facebook marketing classes, and I would highly recommend her to take, if you wanted to take this to the next level. But you can do so much just promoting posts. So when we talk about, going back to the first thing that we talked about, what would you want to, create? We talked about visual content. This might not be a bad promoted post to do. We could also, you could also just write a post, come into Raleys for our weekend sale, whatever it might be. And then once you create that post, then promote that post. I would encourage you to do that. I would encourage you to create a post specifically to promote. And you don't have to make it too salesy or whatever, but something that's going to promote people coming back to your page and liking your page. We got great results when we did the contest. um, let's see if I have any of the promoted posts that we did back then. No, I don't. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we boosted this one. Like our page, and you can enter and win it. This was around the holidays. So, we had 878, 891 people look at it. So, there's a whole nother world too. I hesitate to show you, but there's a whole nother world of Facebook advertising here when you click on create ads and manage ads. I'm not going to go there today. We're going to wrap up the webinar, but it's another place that you can go. One of the cool things you can do here is if you have an email list, let's say you've got an email list of 1,000 people, you can load that email list into Facebook. They'll go out and look to see people who have Facebook pages using the same email address as you have for them, and then you can advertise on those pages. So, if you send out an email and you want to, you really need to, you don't want to do random acts of marketing, another topic for another webinar, but you certainly, want to have a campaign and hit from many different ways. So you could have an email go out and also promote it on Facebook to these people, the people who are on your email list. And if they use the same email address for you with your email list and on Facebook, your ad will show up on Facebook as well and reinforce the email that you sent, or the email can reinforce the Facebook post that somebody saw. So that wraps it up. I'm going to go through and wrap up what we talked about, kind of review what we talked about. 5 tips for your online marketing for 2014. Content marketing, continue doing this. We've been doing this for a while, but we need to continue. And I gave you 3 great sources, iWriter, Elance, and Fiverr, to help you create some content. Other visual content creation opportunities, doing your own, just taking a shot with your smartphone. Fiverr, lots of opportunities there. iStockPhoto, not only buying photos, but signing up for their list, and every week they send you a free photo. Retargeting, this is when we visit a website and then we visit another website and we see an ad for that website. Retargeting, following up with people who've been to your site already. Great opportunity. Social signals, managing your online presence so you have presence on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram. Have a great website with a blog that's going to make Google notice as well. So those are things to think about. Demographic targeting ads. We talked about targeting Facebook ads and what you can do with that. So those are the 5 topics that we covered. I hope everybody learned something. One more thing I want to cover, and I think that it's important that everybody sees this. This is the Strategic Marketing Group website. I probably should have started there. And one of the things, if you can't do this stuff, if there just isn't the time in the day or you don't know how to do it, and you're very frustrated because you know that having an online presence is very important, we can help you with that. And if you visit our website, strategic-marketing-group.com, you'll see, first of all, here's a free LinkedIn Marketing Made Easy course. If you'd like to sign up for that, you can sign up for the Marketing Tips newsletter. But we offer 3 different packages to help you manage your online presence. We have a bronze package where we basically take care of your social media marketing, where we set up YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Plus for you, and then post to it every 4 times a week for most people. And that's $500 for the initial setup, and then $350 a month after that. So your first month is $500, second month $350. The other package that we have is where we take that same account and then add Google AdWords, Google Analytics for your website, and constant contact email marketing. And I think that's really an important thing as well, the email marketing, and start creating a list, because I think having a list of your prospects and clients is the most important thing you can do. And that's $900 for the setup, $750 a month. And then we also add in 2 blog posts, 1 direct mail postcard a month if you'd like. And sometimes people group those together. It's a better way to do it, to do 2 or 3 or 4 postcards at a time. Landing page for search, really important if you're using Google AdWords, that you have a place for people to go with search. And then on all the packages, we train you, and we'll train anybody on your team. And let's say you have somebody on your team that's helping and they leave and a new person comes in, we'll train that person as well. I don't mind taking the half an hour to hour that it takes usually to train people on the inner workings of these different setups. So that's going to wrap up the webinar. I'd like to thank everybody again for being on it. I'm Chris Ripley with the Strategic Marketing Group. Feel free to contact me anytime. Thank you very much.